So things are really starting to get interesting with Neil Young. He, first of all, just concluded a short West Coast tour, which, you read the reviews for these shows and they're amazing. He had advertised that this was for the diehards. And it's funny, I saw I think there was a YouTube video of one of the complete shows. Maybe in Santa Barbara, or maybe it was in the LA area. Anyway, this one person chimes in, it sucked. He didn't play any of his greatest hits. And obviously, this person just didn't get it and didn't read, the news about the tour and what Neil was trying to do. But it just goes back all the way to, echoes of the early 1970s when Neil, quote unquote, went into the ditch for those 3 amazing albums. Anyway, I'm hoping that he will announce and expand on that tour and maybe do a run of shows and come through Denver, because I haven't seen him for years and I would love to see him again. The other thing I wanted to talk about today is the original release series box set number 5. So this now includes 1989's Freedom, 1990's Ragged Glory, and then in addition to those 2 albums, we have an expanded set from the Weld release, and then the experimental, somewhat noisy Weld record. And I'm only going to focus on Ragged Glory today, and I haven't even heard the rest of the records yet, but I have sat down and done some comparisons with my original 1990 release that was mastered by John Golden at K-Disc, and it's a digital mastering. They're talking about, who handled the digital transfers at Redwood Plywood Digital, which was at Neil's barn just south of San Francisco, and expansive property. This is the hype sticker that came on the box. You can see that there's an asterisk, very interesting, by Ragged Glory. So I'm thinking they originally recorded this to analog tape, and then they did a digital transfer and cut masters for CD and LP at that point in time. When they revisited this, they decided to go back to that analog tape, and it's been mastered by Chris Bellman at Bernie Grundman Studios in LA. This is the original 1990 release. You can see that album art right there. I love this cover. They're in the barn. He's reunited with Crazy Horse after 1989's Freedom. And there is that Reprise kind of tricolored label from the day. Here is the box set. And by the way, this is on sale right now at Amazon. That's where I got mine. Everything came in nicely. I was a little bit worried because it was not packed great in somewhat loosely in a box, but they had enough extra wrapping paper that it must not have bounced around too much. And I have an Amazon distribution center less than 5 miles from that house, so I think that probably helps. Here's the back cover showing all the releases that are included. And, importantly, Freedom has been expanded to 2 records, and even more importantly, Ragged Glory has been expanded to 3. I have always been kind of dissatisfied with the original Ragged Glory pressing. First of all, there is a ton of music on this record with some extended jam pieces, and it's just compressed. the bass and bottom end of the soundstage is barely there. And speaking of the soundstage, it's not wide. Some of Neil's vocals, there is a shrillness to them, and overall, you're getting kind of a thin, anemic sound from that record. The best way to listen to Ragged Glory before today has always been the original CD. The original CD is very dynamic, sounds great, and they did that mastering incredibly well. God, the fuck is texting? What I decided to do with this kind of shootout per se is I just wanted to hear two of my favorite songs on the album, and that is Over and Over and Love to Burn. And conveniently, both of those songs take up one side of one of the 3 LPs on the release. There it is. It is side 2 of record 1, Over and Over and Love to Burn. I first put on my original release, and those are the last 2 songs on side 1. Listen to that, and all of the old qualms that I had about that recording came immediately back. Again, an anemic pressing, very little to hardly any bass and bottom end on that recording. A very narrow soundstage. Not good. Then I put this on, and I kept the volume, and no changes in levels. Everything the same. This thing is just incredible. This is an amazing recording. This is an amazing reproduction of an incredible album, for a historical album for Neil Young and Crazy Horse. And this is just fucking fantastic. So go out and get this thing if you're a Neil Young fan. First of all, Freedom is an amazing record, and there are some incredible, a full range of acoustic and electric songs on that. I'll never forget the Saturday Night Live appearance. He had Steve Jordan on drums with him, who I believe is on Freedom as well. Just an incredible performance. Rocking in the Free World, of course, was one of the songs that they did. But I also love Crime in the City and all those other great songs on Freedom. I'm drawing a blank right now. But this video is focused on Ragged Glory, and this is glorious indeed. Do not hesitate. I'm going to work my way through the rest of the box set, and maybe do a follow-up video at some point in time, but I can tell you right now, this thing is amazing. And remember, Neil is 100% transparent. We get on the back of Freedom, as an example, a source saying that it's from 4416, a digital file. Now on Ragged Glory, it is the opposite. We don't want to look at the barcode. I think we want to look at right there. It says mastered from original analog tape. So no ifs, ands, or buts. And believe me, the proof is in the pudding. When you hear this thing, it's just amazing. If I had a qualm, it would be, we've got 3 records stuffed into one of the widest sleeves that I have ever seen. And, you know, I think the artwork has been reproduced faithfully. I don't think it pops as well as the original cover, though, but that is the least of my concerns. The vinyl is pressed flat. It is incredibly well recorded and mastered. Chris Bellman comes through again. He is behind so many quality remasters over the last 10 years. It's amazing. That is Ragged Glory, and there's also a third record with 4 additional tracks. I can tell you that Over and Over and Love to Burn are just A+. A+. That's it for today. Taking a look at the brand new original release series number 5 from Neil Young Archives. A great release. And I'm very happy I have it. Take care.